I saw souls moving through the darkness, trying to speak, but no one could hear them anymore. It wasn't a dream. It wasn't medication. It wasn't a hallucination. I saw every face. I saw the silent screams. I saw hands reaching into empty air as if trying to touch someone they once loved, but everything passed through like smoke. And I was there among them, witnessing it all in the moment my heart stopped. My name is Emily Thornton. I'm a high school science teacher in Indiana, someone who believed in what could be measured, proven, and solved. I believed in formulas, in data, in logic. I didn't believe in angels. I didn't believe in souls. I certainly didn't believe in any kind of afterlife. But I was wrong. So deeply wrong, in a way that no equation I've ever taught could explain. What happens when an atheist comes face to face with a reality that science can't touch? I used to ask that question to my students as a joke. Now, I am the answer. That morning, I went for a run, just like I always did. A daily ritual that helped me stay focused and strong. There were no warning signs, no strange symptoms until a sharp pain spread from the center of my chest, and the world around me began to dim, like someone had flipped off the switch to the universe. But what I saw next wasn't darkness. It was light, and then the souls, and then a truth so profound that I can never go back to the way I lived before. If you think death is the end, just wait until I tell you what the dead are doing right now. It will change the way you see life, the way you see your loved ones, and the way you see your soul. I used to believe the world was built on constants, that every question had an answer, if you were smart enough and patient enough to find it. Love, a chemical reaction. Sadness, a serotonin imbalance. Faith, a tool to control the masses. I was proud of how I saw the world, rational, emotionless, untouched by anything I couldn't prove through the scientific method. But beneath that lab coat was a girl who had once been left behind. A girl who lost her father at 13 and made a vow to never again believe in anything that could break her heart. I built my life like a laboratory. I didn't become a science teacher just because I loved it. I chose it because it was a space I could control. Every day, I stepped into my classroom with a perfect script, lesson plan, formulas, reactions, and conclusions. But life outside that room was not so predictable. I never married. I never had pets. I never stayed connected to anyone long enough for them to hurt me. I lived alone in a small apartment filled with bookshelves, a whiteboard, and a medicine cabinet stocked with vitamins and prescription sleep aids. Every evening, I read, I wrote, and sometimes I cried, and no one ever knew. I didn't deny my loneliness. I domesticated it. I made it part of my routine. I thought I was free. But now, looking back, I realize I was a prisoner, held captive by my fear of losing anything or anyone ever again. What I didn't understand then was that to truly grasp life, I would have to meet death. Not the death of my father. Not someone else's death. But my own. Because only through that death would I be taken to a place where every question fell away, and every answer was reduced to one word: love. When my consciousness left my body, I didn't feel like I was rising. I felt like I was floating, light as air, weightless, effortless. I wasn't afraid. I wasn't in pain. There was only one strange realization. I was fully me, even without a body. Every sense felt heightened, expanded, and elevated. I didn't see with my eyes, but I perceived everything in waves of light, ripples of presence, vibrations of being. I drifted through a soft, misty realm where time stood still. Then in front of me, the space opened into 3 distinct realms, 3 dimensions that somehow existed at once. The realm of light, the realm of learning, and the realm of darkness. I was guided first to the realm of light. It was radiant, but not blinding. Warm, but not burning. Peaceful, but not silent. Souls were resting there, not speaking, but I could hear their thoughts as if they were my own. Love filled the air like a fragrance. An elderly woman smiled at me. I didn't know who she was, yet my heart remembered her. As I stepped closer, a wave of memory returned. She had been my childhood neighbor, the one who gave me a cookie the day my father died. She didn't speak, but I understood her completely. In this place, love is the only thing you take with you. Everything else is left behind. Next, I entered the realm of learning. I saw a man standing within a soft, glowing dome. He appeared to be reliving his memories with every decision, every word, every choice. No one was judging him. He was facing himself, not with shame, but with clarity. Nearby, I saw a young woman crying into her hands, and beside her was the image of a little boy, the son she had abandoned in life. There was no punishment here, only truth, only the opportunity to learn the lessons that had been missed while alive. And then I was shown the realm of darkness. It wasn't filled with demons or torture. It was cold, heavy, and suffocatingly silent. The souls there weren't trapped. They had isolated themselves. They didn't believe in the light. They had forgotten how to love. I could hear them whispering in anguish, "No one needs me. No one loves me." I wanted to scream that it wasn't true, that they were still loved, but they couldn't hear. Their hearts had been closed for so long. And then, just as I felt the weight of their pain sink into me, I sensed a presence. It came like sunlight through heavy clouds. Not a voice, not a figure, but a force of truth and love so powerful that every part of me responded. I didn't need to be told. I knew. I was about to meet him. I had never placed faith in religious images, yet the instant he appeared, I needed no one to identify him. I sensed a light drawing close, not a physical glare, but a radiance made of understanding and kindness, a light that knew every crack in my heart without forcing me to speak. Jesus was there. He did not tower in grandeur, nor carry the chill of judgment. He simply existed, as if he had always been near, waiting for the moment I grew still enough to notice. He spoke no audible words, yet every half-formed thought inside me met an answer so tender and precise that tears rushed out before I knew they were coming. I saw myself laid bare before one simple truth. I had lived my entire life in fear. Not fear of dying, but fear of loving. I feared betrayal, feared loss, feared that if someone entered my life, they would walk away as my father once did. Jesus did not scold. Instead, he invited me to witness the moments when I had turned away from love. There was the student whose hopeful eyes had begged for a word of encouragement. There was the hug I refused because I felt awkward. There was a call from my mother. I pushed it to tomorrow, and then forgot. No accusation followed, only illumination. Each scene drifted past like a gentle breeze, yet every one cut through me and left me breathless. Then came a question that used no language yet boomed inside my chest like thunder in a silent night. If you return to life today, how will you live differently? The question yanked every door inside me wide open. I had no prepared answer. I only knew that if I were granted another moment on earth, I would never again postpone a hug, swallow a loving word, or sit silent when someone needed a listening ear. I would treat every moment as sacred, and every person I met as a sacred part of a design larger than anything I had ever understood. Jesus smiled, and in that smile, I learned the last lesson. Love does not begin when we become worthy. Love has always been present, waiting for us to unlock the heart and let it in. I woke up in the hospital, bright lights overhead, the heart monitor ticking like a metronome, reminding me I was still alive. The nurse burst into tears the moment my eyes opened. The doctors could not explain it. They told me my heart had stopped for nearly 10 minutes, and that even if I survived, I should not have been alert, but I was not simply alert. I was awake in a way I had never been before. The first sensation was a deep quiet, not the hush of isolation, but a profound peace. It was as if a background hum I had never noticed, my doubt, my anxiety, my lifelong fear, had been switched off. I looked at the nurse, a stranger who now felt familiar. I glanced toward the window, and the sunlight streaming through the blinds felt like an invitation from life itself. Every detail was suddenly sacred, the shuffle of feet in the hallway, the scent of soap, the simple miracle of breath. I did not rush to tell anyone what I had seen, not because I feared ridicule, but because I had no words worthy of the experience. How do you describe light to someone who has never seen it, or speak of unconditional love to someone who has only known conditions? Yet I knew one thing: I could not continue as before. I could not teach the way I once did, or see people the way I used to. I had to begin again. 3 months later, I returned to my classroom, but this time I carried more than lesson plans. I carried the question Jesus asked me: if you were given your life back today, how would you live differently? I invited my students to ask themselves the same question each morning. I started weaving ideas like forgiveness, gratitude, and presence into chemistry lectures. When we studied reactions, I asked what happens when two elements that seem incompatible unite to form something more beautiful. When we explored energy, I asked what each of us is doing with the energy of our own lives. I began to write, not to analyze but to share. I attended community gatherings, not to preach but to listen and tell stories. I no longer feared loving people, and I no longer avoided loss, because I now understood that no act of love is wasted. Every genuine kindness leaves a permanent imprint on another soul, whether we see it or not. I once believed death was the finish line, but after that night, I understood it is only a passage between two dimensions of existence. The people we loved and lost, and never had the chance to say goodbye to have never vanished. They simply changed where they stand, moving from beside us to within us. I remember a moment in the realm of light when I saw quiet souls drifting through space like gentle mist. They were not in pain, yet they were restless, not from regret but from longing. They walked next to the living, placed hands on our shoulders, leaned in to hear whispered prayers and soft sobs in the night, but no one saw them, no one knew they were there. Jesus spoke to me without words, saying souls are never lost, they only transform, and love never dies. I carried that truth back to this world like an inheritance. Since returning, I notice every sign more clearly. The sudden chill in a room, the vivid dream where you see a departed parent, the sense that someone is watching, though no one appears. I no longer fear these moments because I know they are reminders that our loved ones remain close, still loving us, waiting for us to listen. I share this story not to convince you, but to lift your gaze above grief. If you have lost someone, please do not only weep for them. Live fully the years they could not. Laugh loudly at the hopes they once held. Love boldly with the passion they never had time to give. When you live this way, they will smile and finally rest in the sanctuary of your heart. And if you have ever wondered what the dead are doing now, I would say they are watching over you, sending gentle signals every day. They are not waiting for you to die. They are waiting for you to live exactly as your soul promised before it was born.